Okay, hello everyone. I guess we will start, and if someone will join us, will join us. So my name is Carolina. I'm interior architect, and I did studied in Middlesex when it was 10 years ago already. So I studied interior architecture. At that time, when I joined university, it was interior architecture and design together. So in year one, we had this joint course, and then in year two, we had to select which one we are taking, either interior architecture or interior design. So I decided that I really wanted to study interior architecture, and I graduated. So I graduated back in 2000 when it was 2014. Yeah, so being a student, what is this webinar is about, just to talk mainly about my experience and seeing the differences as being a student and being a professional architect. So once you are studying, there is kind of no limits of your imagination, of your creativity. And once you kind of step to a real world, it's very kind of difficult to kind of change your mind and think differently, that it's not only about you, it's not about your thoughts and your ideas, it's all about the clients, because we are creating not for ourselves, but we are creating for our clients. So it's the most important that we would kind of achieve their goals. We can slightly change their opinions and we can slightly change the direction they are going, but we are still doing whatever they want us to do, to create for them. Also, studying in interiors, it's very important to understand that it's not about cushions and curtains. We are more than that. It's not only about the materials, it's all about creating experiences in environments for people, creating the lightning that it's really atmospheric and kind of inviting, or whatever kind of experience we want to create in that space. So if you are about to study interiors, you need to know that. And of course, we will do decorating. We will do that, but it's the last, really, really last step until we design the rest of the space. So for us, it's the most important to kind of to create a uh, really good environment for people, that they feel good inside, that they can use the space for its aims, and so on. Once I left university, as I said, I joined the professional practice for a few years, and then I joined Middlesex University. So I'm already working for a few years for Middlesex as graduate academic teaching assistant. So it's been a kind of a nice experience as well to see that difference in education and in professional practice. This all course um, provided me everything I needed for the professional practice. Yeah, so you will be able, after you graduate, you will be able to draw, to communicate through your drawings, to visualize, to explain yourself. Of course, you will learn a lot in the practice as well, because what you have in university, of course, it will be different, but the base you will have. So the last project I did, it was something not for others, it was for myself. So we built at our house. And this is where I kind of could come back to my university's times and be as creative as I want. and creating for myself. It was really a joy, I would say, because I could take all the decisions myself and not kind of meet the client's needs. So I was the client and I could make all the decisions. Of course, my husband, so I could, I was actually creating like 4 different examples, giving to him, and then he could choose, but still those 4 examples, it was mine. So it was a very kind of a good experience. And I will show you as well some slides, how we started and how we finished this whole project. So it took us 8 months from nothing to something. Yeah, so you will see. And one more thing I wanted as well to mention about studying in university, for me was very kind of a difficult thing to understand what is a concept. Because before coming to UK, I was studying in Lithuania, and we didn't have such a big thing as a concept. And then all of a sudden I come to UK and it's everybody just keep talking about this concept and you have to be stick to the concept. And it's like, why? And I was always kind of, detached to it. But then in year 1, everybody will keep repeating you that concept, stick to your concept, what is your concept, what is all about. And then you all of a sudden understand that there is no difference in university and in the real world. Everywhere is a concept. So you have your concept from the early beginning, you stick to it, and then you finish it off. So it's very, very important to learn that in year 1. And now I think it is very important. It's just easier later on to navigate yourself through your design process, not to struggle at some points, and not to be not to have struggles, because if you have a struggle, you come back to your concept and then you know what to do. You know what to follow, because your concept tells you what is all about, what is all this project about. And sometimes, not sometimes, but usually talking with the client as well, they just by talking, they kind of tell you what the concept is, and you just grab it, stick to it, and you complete the project. So yeah, a bit of talking, a bit of studies. What shall I tell you more about the studies? I guess we, as well, working in university showed me how do they develop as well the programs. Because I remember like 10 years ago, we've been taught Photoshop in year 2. And now you have your technical skills from week 2. You straight away dragged into the Photoshop, into the Vectorworks. Of course, you are going to draw by hand, but it will be much less than I guess you're expecting. We love sketching. We love when students sketching, and it's very good for you as well, because once you come to meet your client, you won't be able to have computer in front of you sometimes in the site, so you will be able to sketch quickly, to say your ideas, quickly talk to the builders, to see if it works, it doesn't, is a crazy idea, or it can happen. So the sketching is still a very good skill to have, but another good skills to have as well is all the technical programs you will learn. So you will be dragged in straight away from the start. And I think it is very good, because you develop your skills throughout those 3 years, and you become much more stronger than we were when I was studying. So yeah, so I guess I'll show you now some slides about the project. I'm talking, and I hope you will enjoy. And let me share my screen. Yeah, share my screen window. Here we go. I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Full screen mode. So it all started again from a concept. I saw this house and I thought, yeah, it is lovely. I like the shape, I like the materials, and I was maybe we should create something, because I always wanted to create one space, double high ceiling. So I thought it's a very nice compromise to have kind of a two houses. One is a little smaller when you can have double high ceiling, and then the other one just a living space with the normal height of the ceiling. And then we had to find out what the designer, what the architect of this house thought. And if here it looks kind of complicated and the different forms are joined together, when we found the sketch, we understood that it's actually a one rectangle, split it in halves, and just moved to the sides. So those open spaces kind of created the terraces, which is over here, and then in the front of the house here, where the entrance is, over here, where the entrance is. So I thought this is lovely, because I do love the terrace, and I do love, you know, the entrance where you have the roof on your head, so you don't kind of have to get wet once you come back home. And then next to it, there is another rectangular where would be, this is saying pavilion. And in my mind, it was, oh, it would be a perfect living room for me. So once we found this sketch, we kind of dragged all our ideas together, and we started to plan our own home. So again, a lot of sketching. I didn't put all the kind of sketches into here, but just a few of the sketches, kind of the entrance, dining room, living room, just kind of trying to add the bits and bobs. And here we started to draw in Vectorworks everything to kind of understand if it works or not. Of course, I had to kind of to talk with the engineers and see if this kind of a house could be built in Lithuania, because I lived in UK for 11 years, and I forgot how snowy Lithuania can be. And then they wasn't kind of buying my idea to join these two of the houses together, because this space in between the two roofs would get snow, and if it's more than 1 meter of snow, it will be lots of pressure for this area, and by years passing, it would get kind of, you know, the leakage will start and it will cause lots of problems. So I wasn't happy that we couldn't kind of prove first of my plans, but what can we do? We had to find another way, you know, how we can kind of achieve our aims. So we started to think maybe in the middle to have this kind of area and double height ceiling, just to have a living room just this way, not to have on the side as this one, but have in front of it. But I didn't like the idea. And finally, we decided that maybe we need to have a little kind of a passing area between those of two houses, just to kind of to distract these two roofs, have a flat roof in the middle in order not to have that much pressure from the slopes kind of joining together. So this was kind of, yes, this is what we're looking for. So this was the initial kind of a final idea just before we submitted the drawings. So we would have our garage separately. There will be some cladding on top, and we will keep the same idea from the beginning we found, where one rectangle, split it in half, moved and open it, and we would have a terrace and the entrance with the roof and the open terrace and a double height ceiling. So this is how it looked in the beginning. So this was our site. Here we have a river, and we started a structural work. Yeah, so this is all how it looked in the beginning. We had to kind of to make the ground flat. Then we built the base, and we started to put the blocks up. So this is the smaller block where the double height ceiling will be. So we had this opening. So there will be a kitchen looking towards to us, to a fireplace, and then the sitting room. So it looked in the beginning like this, and here we go. We had a kind of a shape we dreamed of. Then inside we started all the works, like putting the concrete and putting the all the system for heating as well. And of course, as an interior architect, just before all the electricity plans, we had to decide where the furniture will go. Yeah, so as interior designers, interior architect, for you is very important to understand that you won't be coming only into the nice places straight away. You will be coming to sites, and you will get your hands dirty and your boots dirty and touch everything, because in order to kind of to get the final design, you have to know where what the layout will be, what the electricity will be. So in this stage, in this stage, I already knew where the furniture will stand, and then we created all the electricity plans. So we explained where will be spotlights, where will be ceiling lights, all the sockets, light switches, and so on. So ground floor and a first floor. And then the nice kind of part began. We started to create interior. We started to think about the materials, or the colors. Of course, we got lots of images from Pinterest just to understand what we like, what we actually, how we imagine our home. As we have children, we of course had to think about their rooms as well. And again, about what appliances we will put. Yeah, for example, the kitchen, what appliances will go in order to know what cupboards we need, how many we need, do we need an island, do we not? So all of those details been decided kind of in early beginning. As well, the fireplace, we had to draw all the drawings for the people who was making it, to explain how it actually can be built. And then we started to do the facade. Once we had a bit of interiors, we came back to exterior. So we had to make sure, of course, that the house is environment friendly and it looks good as well to us. So instead of those panels, it was, I think it was, I can't remember the name of the metal, but it was too expensive for us. So we had to find a compromise with what to clad our house. So I kind of liked this one. This metal, I did like the color of it. The cladding was easy, so I thought, perfect. One side, the side of the facades can be cladded with it. And we waited for windows for a while. So it was a big joy to get them done. So a bit of work added in, and here we go. Myself just waving at you, happy, finally we have windows and can start to work inside. And here we go. Once we had this metal panels cladded on the sides, then we put it a decor. We painted it white, and then we cladded the rest of the house with the burned wood, timber. Why I did put the timber? I did want to make the feeling a bit kind of more soft and warm, instead of having just the metal and the decor. And then all the inside works started. It started to become as a house. We started to put tiles in, and we did the staircases as well. So why I'm showing all of these pictures to you, I wanted to kind of to show the experience, like from how dirty to how beautiful we can get. And as a designer, you go into the sites at this stage and you check if the staircases are correctly done, in order you designed it, in order you want it, in order your client wanted. Yeah, so we got the staircases, and then we started to paint the walls. We selected the colors. The way I'm doing in here, you will do in real life everywhere. We select all the colors on the computers, from the magazines, websites, and then we come onto the site with the selected palette. We paint on a wall, and then we decide which one is suit us, because we need to always remember that in a different lighting and on a different space, it looks completely different. So we can't judge the color in the shop. We need to bring back home, paint on the wall, and then we see what is the result. Yeah, we had to as well the design. We did all the custom-made furniture, so we designed it ourselves. The furniture, it's still not finished yet. As you can see, this wall, it's still empty. The metal stripes will go onto it, but some of the furniture already in. So we designed it, we explained it the way we want it, and it's really nice to see it's built as well, with the tables as well. Every single part, the legs being designed by us.
Carolina, I think some people are struggling to see the screen.
Yeah. So I stop and share again.
Yeah, I think that might be. I mean, I can see it, I think,
Yeah.
but there's a couple of people who can't. So maybe just try sharing it again.
Yeah. 1 second. I'll try to do that. Stop sharing. Oops. And then let's try and share again. Can you see it now?
I mean, I can see it again. If you, yes, Samir, yeah, yeah, brilliant. Thanks.
If they can from which slide they didn't see, I could come back and just try and repeat myself where they missed me.
I'm not sure.
No, let's see at the end. Yeah, at the end, if any of you will have questions,
yeah, okay,
and kind of and share it again. Yeah. So again, once we came to this point that we had our walls done and a bit of furniture, we had to plan the rest of the furniture. Yeah. Even as well, I forgot to mention for the plumbers as well. It's kind of your job to tell where the taps will go. So you have to know all the measurements. You have to put all the measurements in to explain to them where exactly you want baths, toilets, any other taps to be installed, the heights as well. Before, we used to kind of see that there is kind of rules, but nowadays there is no more rules in interiors. We are breaking the rules. We are all different people. We feel the comfort differently, and we understand the comfort differently. So we are doing for everyone differently in order to be kind of comfortable for the person, for ourselves. So the heights of tabletops, the heights of the sockets, switches, whatever, we do independently for each customer. And yeah, and this is the end result from outside. The front facade and the back facade. It's still, you can see, it's still bits and bobs missing. It's been not even full year. We're still working on it, but we feel kind of proud as much as we did at the moment. And this is the interior we created. So on the right hand side, you can see this little kind of a house, a little double height ceiling. It's a 7.5 meters height. And
Carolina, I think it's I'm just seeing like a static screen. I think it's the slides might not be changing.
Oh, but why do you think?
It is now. I can see it now.
Yeah, so maybe I will not do full screen because I did a kind of a full screen. I just gonna resize my window, and maybe in this, where did I stop then last time?
I think
I guess,
yeah, no, this is better.
this
Yeah.
slide, yeah. So, and then this is the front facade and the back facade, as I said, and this is the interior we created, and the fireplace where we actually had this joint flat roof, as I said in the beginning, in order not to have the pressure. So this is kind of the result of it, and we are kind of happy that the space is extended. Yeah, this area, and our staircases became quite high, so all the lighting drops down quite nicely. And it's a really strange fact that my friend who we were studying together, she came over a few weeks ago to visit us, and she was like, Carolina, I can't believe I just completely see you in this house. Like the way you was in university, you liked all the textures and kind of this dark colors. You are completely the same, like creating your house. So it's kind of nice to see the reflection of others, how they saw me then and how they see me now as a kind of already a professional person. Yeah, and this is the bathroom. Yeah, so this is beyond university. This is what you maybe as well will be able to achieve once you graduate. But the most important, what we wanted to say, that the university provides you all the skills in order to create not only for others, but for yourself as well. So yes, I think I told everything. Do you have any questions? Do you want to tell me more about something or explain something, or maybe about experience in university? Anything you want, please ask me.
Cool. Thanks, Carolina. Yeah, if you've got any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A. We did have someone, I'm not sure if you know the answer to this, someone asked, do you have lunchtime lectures where other students from other departments can learn interiors?
You of course you have all our art departments that kind of all together. We actually going from one building to another, so you can meet others. And as well, we doing a collaboration projects. So for example, we every single year year one students, they are working with dance students together, so we're creating something for the dance students. But it's more about more like studying. But the lunch breaks, yeah, you meet everyone from kind of all the university, from all other courses, so it's really kind of easy to get along together with others.
Great, thanks, Carolina. Do we have any more questions? If you do, please feel free to put them in the chat, or if there was any slides that people felt like they missed, just let us know and we can go back.
It was very quick, isn't it? Oh my goodness. I talked very quickly. Just wanted to say everything.
No, it was great. It was great. Maybe you can expand a little bit on, you know, your time at Middlesex. I know you said it's a while ago now, but about, you know, your experience studying there.
Yeah, you know, as well, the difference, like from studying in Lithuania, I could tell as well, you have much more kind of creative time, let's say. So you have that freedom. You are not kind of have lecture by lecture, you know, and all day long you just kind of pushed to do things. You have kind of a big gap. Sometimes you have days which you don't need to come to university, so you kind of have quite a lot of free time as well. And another very important thing as well in university, and especially in our department, is that the more you ask, the more you get. So we always kind of encourage you to be curious and to ask more questions, because the more you will ask, the more you will get, you know, the more we will understand what you need and what support you need. Because you all as students, you get the same information, but those students who wants more, they get more. So it's kind of, I guess it's a difference from the school as well. So it's very nice, because you can be as curious as you want, you know, any programs, anything, any books, anything you can imagine, any information you need, you can ask us. Yeah. What else shall I tell?
We've got another question, actually.
Yeah.
Where did you spend most of your time in university during the course? Would you be in lecture halls a lot?
We encourage you to stay in the lecture studios, we call, because we kind of like you to see other students presenting their work. Working together with others as well is very important, and we believe you students working together learn from each other a lot. But you are welcome to stay wherever you want. Lots of students kind of going to a library, because we have kind of our floor, the art and design floor. So all the computers, all the programs, all the books, printers, everything is in there. It's maybe more quiet. In the evenings, it's not so quiet. It's kind of a busy place to be in. But yeah, it really depends on you where you want to be. You have to be in the studios when the lectures are, and then for the rest of the time, you can be whenever you want. But yeah, the library and the studios are usually busy. And as well in interiors, we have kind of lots of open sessions, one-to-one tutorials. So if on one side of the studio we are talking with the student, then on the other side, everybody else kind of chatting and discussing and doing some work. So it's very open, flexible, and not as strict, I guess, as you could imagine after school.
That's great. Yeah. Thanks so much, Karolina. If we don't have any more questions, I think we can wrap it up there. If people do have questions later on, you know, you can always contact us via our website and via Unibuddy. And we've also got on our interiors course pages, we've got lists of staff, so you can reach out to them directly. Yeah, so if you do have any questions, yeah, please feel free to reach out. And yeah, thank you for everyone for joining us, and thank you to Karolina for such a great talk.
Thank you for joining, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye.